So, what do you do as a freelancer versus what do you do as, your professional hobby or your professional job, not hobby?
you. I have one last question. What are your thoughts on adding color or any tips for like standing out, especially if I'm applying to a position where there's like a million people applying as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, all the resumes that we work on have a pop of color. We don't do the black and white. That's boring. So yeah, it's just like really bland. Like nobody wants to look at that. Yeah, no, we can move past just the black and white. It's a common misconception that people don't know. And recruiters, high managers, they appreciate it when it looks a little bit different, but it's also still professional. So you can use like a blue, like a nice dark blue or navy in certain places. We actually would recommend that. And we also have a free ebook as well that we kind of go through everything. It's called 7 Secrets to Land Your Dream Job. It's available right on our website. So if you do go to brandresumes.com and scroll down a bit, you'll see a carousel that has a link to our ebook, or it's just brandresumes.com/ebook. It's a 19-page ebook that we published in 2020 with so much gems around your resume, the interview process, your LinkedIn, salary negotiation tips is built in there. So I would definitely leverage that. It's free. I would implore everybody to go ahead and check that out. But yes, we would definitely recommend to use some color. I wouldn't say go for like a purple, but yeah, I've seen like hot pinks. That's not it. I would stick to like the if you want to do some shades, gray, blue, and black.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't have any more questions right now, but if you have anything else to offer or any advice for our job seekers, I'm definitely open to that.
So, Shanti, thanks for participating. Definitely stick in the crowd because we may transition into do some LinkedIn's towards the latter half of this session. So we can definitely invite you back up when we do decide to pursue that.
Thank you. That would be awesome.
No problem. So for everyone that's just entering the room, my name is Aminaz, and I'm accompanied by the founder and CEO of BrandResumes, Brandon Mitchell, as well as our creative director, Richard Kolachagua, and we're just really here to give back to the community. We do this every Wednesday. We're on currently YouTube Live, as well as we're hosting this Clubhouse room to really help our community. So if you guys want a free resume or LinkedIn review, definitely raise your hand. We'll let you on stage, and we'll kind of just go from there.
Yeah, you can send your resumes to team@brandresumes.com. If you click on Brandon's bio, it's the first email at the top right there.
Definitely, yeah. It's also in my bio as well. So if anyone in the audience wants a free resume review, definitely raise your hand. We'll allow you on stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of times it's like you don't know what you don't know, and you might put your resume together and think that it's really good, but if it's not getting the results that you're looking for, and i.e., the interviews that you're looking for, or the right interviews, because it's one thing to get a bunch of interviews, but if it's not the right interviews that you're looking for, then it's also a waste of your time, right? And so we essentially give a lot of guidance, and we professionally help people on a daily basis. We're always on consultations with job seekers, whether you're just the entry-level graduate or you're the 17-year plus executive at a global bank. We are always giving this expertise and guidance and helping professionals. We have over 30 resume writers, so we're pretty big across 4 countries. And so, we started doing this about 3 weeks ago because I think it's important to be able to give back, especially on Clubhouse. And we love people who are serious about their career. That's who we like to personally work with on a one-on-one basis. But yeah, definitely, raise your hand. We'd love to learn a bit more about your story, who you are, where you're trying to go. And if we can give you some tangible tips that help you out with your resume, then that's great. I know last week it was a huge international presence we had. And then I think someone else said that the resume review that we gave 2 weeks ago, they made the changes and landed an actual job. So Clubhouse success stories already. So feel free to raise your hand. We're gonna be sticking around. I think this information is extremely critical. And again, even if you're not looking right now, you never know what the situation may change with your current employer. Some industries are doing a lot better than others, but I always say that you want to be a proactive job seeker rather than a reactive. You don't want to wait until something bad happens to have to be like, oh crap, I need to get myself together. You always want to be on top of your resume. You always want to update your resume every 6 months on average. You want to be active. You always want to be networking. Never stop networking, right? That's one of the big things, because on average, 70% of new hires are made by referrals. And a lot of people don't know that, but referrals go a lot further than just going on to Indeed, ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and applying. Referrals are a great source to get a new job, because you got to think about it. If you get a referral for a job, that person is vouching to say, you know what, I think this person could be a good fit to bring into our organization. And so a lot of the strategies that we help people with is not just, doing the resume or LinkedIn, but it's also overall job search strategy, right? How do we break in? How do we go from associate to a senior associate? How do we go from a senior director to a partner, right? This is some really important stuff. And especially if you're serious about your career, not everybody, is that serious. Some people are complacent. And complacent, I wouldn't recommend it, especially if you are looking to continue to improve and level up. So don't stay complacent. Make sure that your stuff is on point, because that promotion that you might need an actual resume to apply for, or if there's any position that pops up that piques your interest, you don't want to have to then wait to make sure that your resume is like amazing. You don't want to have to wait to update your LinkedIn, because you might lose the opportunity. Time is everything, and speed is everything as well. And we always say that the first 20 people who apply to an actual job online are the first to actually, kind of get into that interview process. So if you are actively looking for a job, whether you're unemployed or you're finally starting to realize that you might want to make a shift, take the job search process very serious, because it can take some time. On average, it can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to find a new job. And so we want to make sure that you're lowering that time frame, hopefully cutting it in half. And it's about understanding what works, what doesn't work. And it's also about making sure that you are taking it very seriously. But what's going on, Shannon? Hello.
Hey, Shannon. Hi, everyone. How are you all this evening?
Doing good. Blessed and highly favored. How about yourself?
Awesome. I'm great. I do have a question.
Go for it.
I think I may have a LinkedIn profile. I'm not so sure. Haven't looked at it in years. If you don't have one, what's a great way that you would go about just creating one?
Yeah, so let me give you some quick stats. LinkedIn is free, right? It's a free account. LinkedIn is right now the largest professional networking site on the internet, with over 345 or 350 million monthly active users. You can just go to linkedin.com, create a free account. Now, your account will be a little bit basic in the beginning, and you will need to spend some time to put your experience, to create a summary, to put your headline on there, and all the above. We help with that, but if you are just looking to get in there and start playing around with it, you can actually go ahead and create your account right after this Clubhouse. It's completely free. And I will also talk about a little bit of the key things that if you do want to get LinkedIn Premium, we are not partnered or affiliated with LinkedIn from that sense. So this is not an affiliate sale, but if you do get LinkedIn Premium, I think it's about $40 a month. It's pretty cool because you can actually see everybody who looks at your profile. And then they have a new feature that you can actually, when you're looking for jobs on the LinkedIn platform, you can actually see who posted the job. And that's insane, because if you can figure out who posted an actual job description for their company, you can reach out directly to that person, or you can essentially understand who are the type of folks that you need to search for on the platform that typically post these type of jobs that you might be looking for. So I'm definitely big on using LinkedIn Premium if you're serious about the actual job search process and want to have that competitive edge over everybody who doesn't have it. But yes, it's a free account.
Working for 25 plus years, and a lot of times we see people who give us a resume and it's got a pretty unconventional email account associated with it, not one that you would necessarily put on a professional resume, but something that maybe you would send to your friends. Can you speak to some people who are maybe new to building a resume about that particular aspect of their resume, please?
Yeah, of course. That's a key thing that we find when we are helping people. Let's say you are, just getting started, you haven't been on the job market for quite some time, and you kind of just got thrown into having to look for a new job. Oftentimes it might be really, easy for you to just use your hot girls, Atlanta123 at gmail.com on your resume. But, that's not the best because it can look a little unprofessional. We would always recommend your first name dot last name at gmail.com if it's not taken. If that is taken, I would always recommend maybe your first name dot initial dot last name at Gmail, or just, first name dot last name with some numbers behind it. You don't want to use your date of birth because that might be giving a little bit too much of your PII out there for free. So you don't want to do that. But it's really important to have a professional email, in this day and age, and it's all about the first impression. And your resume is your first impression. We always say that it's not only your first investment, but it's your first impression because, when someone opens up that resume and if they're a recruiter, hiring manager, headhunter, they're skimming it and they want to make sure that everything looks good, right? Because their time is very limited. We actually are partnered with a few job boards. We're partnered with a few job fair companies. I have a lot of recruiters in my network, so we talk to them all day, every day. And you wouldn't believe the horror stories that we hear and that we see. And so, yes, to your point, please have a professional email on your resume. It definitely does matter. It doesn't take you nothing more than 5 minutes to create a new Gmail. And to be honest, I would even, here's a key tip. I would even have a specific, Gmail specific to your job search. So you're not cluttering your main Gmail or your main Outlook. That kind of can keep you focused in the job search process. So it could be like first name dot last name dot job search at whatever.com. That's something that we advise and we actually create for our clients when we are helping them apply on their behalf. So yes, to your point, that's something that you want to make sure is key. And then again, you always want to have your LinkedIn profile on your resume if you do have a LinkedIn profile. And you can even customize the ending of your LinkedIn URL so that it's clean, because if you create a LinkedIn profile today, it's going to assign you like 8 or 9 random characters at the end of your LinkedIn URL. And you can go ahead into the profile and change that to make it a little bit more custom, like linkedin.com/in/your name, So there's just some really key basic tips that I would recommend. Another basic tip that I would recommend if you're just getting into the whole job search process is to make sure that all sections on your LinkedIn are filled out, right? Your experience, your skills, your education, your volunteer, all that stuff like that. And a key tip is that if you really want to take this seriously, find some articles or find some influencers or posts in your niche, and definitely comment, like, and also join into the conversations and share your perspective. A lot of times people are afraid to share their perspectives on their industries on LinkedIn, and you need to stop doing that and, voice your opinion because you never know who might like your opinion and want to tap in and learn more about you. And if you start to actually post content, and the statistics are that 98% of people on LinkedIn don't post content, pretty much just window shopping on the platform. So if you're posting content, you're going to definitely differentiate yourself. The LinkedIn algorithms, although they're changing, are pretty good. So you're going to get a lot of views for posting content. And I'm not saying like everybody else, like, oh, you need to go create a blog, but you can just share your perspective on your industry. And then if it starts getting some traction, there's an option to feature a specific post on your LinkedIn profile. So let's say you ended up posting something that kind of went, not viral, but it got like 80 likes or 90 likes. It was a good perspective that you created. You can actually feature that post so anybody who comes to your profile can see that, right? Otherwise, it's in your activity, and your activity will be updated every time, like every day you're posting content. So those are some key things, just LinkedIn hacks, LinkedIn tips. And then also, if you wanted to speed up the process, we always recommend that people leverage their alumni networks. You wouldn't believe, but that's a nice commonality. And on LinkedIn, there is an option. If you search up your university or college, you can go ahead and search alumni by industry, by job title, by job, and by year that they graduated. And so we've heard and helped a lot of people get successful by connecting with alumni who were able to then leverage them into a specific job. So all around, those are just some basic tips that I would recommend for anybody who's trying to take this serious. Again, if you're more on the passive job seeking side, meaning that you're looking, but you're not really looking, make sure that your stuff is updated. But if you're actively job seeking, that you're really taking this seriously, and you really want to get into a new job in the next, 1 to 3 months, this is all really, really critical information. And for anybody who just joined, make sure that you're following all of us on Instagram, following all of us on Clubhouse, and also leverage our free ebook. We put it out last year. It's amazing, 19 pages. It's called 7 Ways to Land Your Dream Job. We are giving a great resume, LinkedIn advice in that ebook, salary negotiation advice, interviewing tips, the full 9 yards. Leverage that. You can get that at brandresumes.com. Or brandresumes.com/ebook. I would definitely take advantage of that resource. We are always pumping stuff out. Follow our company page, just small things like that. And yeah, we're gonna keep up the resume review. So if you want to come on the stage, just raise your hand, send us your resume. It's right in my bio. We'll be able to critique it, give you some really good advice. But yeah, thank you, Shannon, for keeping us accountable to the basic stuff, because the basics are extremely important. You don't want to get into the advanced job seeking stuff, until you have all your basics covered.
Great. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing wonderful, doing exceptional. Thanks for joining us. How can we help you?
Yeah, I just popped in and saw that you were doing free LinkedIn reviews as well. So I was wondering if you would be able to review my LinkedIn. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can, actually, if you could text, if you could email us your LinkedIn hyperlink to the email that I have in my bio, or the email that Brandon has in his bio, it's the same email, and we'll be able to pull your LinkedIn up and then kind of go from there.
Okay, will do.
And she also has it in her Clubhouse bio, so we can pull it up that way too.
Yeah, sure.
Does that work?
Yes. Or if you follow me, I'm with a Brandon. Like we said, we are an advancement career at Resume Writing Company, and we are just here to spend an hour or a little more of our nights every week and give back to the community. It's very hard times right now in terms of the job force, the job market. So we like to think of this as something that we can do to help. We're also streaming live on YouTube as well right now if you want to tune in from there. And having your resume, your LinkedIn review, you can send it to team@BrandResumes. It is in the first line of Amma and Brandon's bio.
Thanks for that, Joel. I appreciate that. All right, Mina, did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So as I'm seeing, I'm looking at your LinkedIn, I definitely see a lot of things that we could change to really optimize this for its entirety, right? So before I kind of deep dive into this, are you currently employed?
Right now, I will be an incoming tech recruiting intern at CBS Interactive. I'm starting next week, but I'm a senior in college right now.
Awesome. You want to say something, Brennan?
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So you've already landed an internship with your current LinkedIn resume setup, is what I'm assuming. So what I would be getting at it. So you have the internship that you're going to do, but I'm assuming that you're still looking for full-time jobs, right? Or no?
When was the last time you updated your headshot photo?
I think 1 year ago.
Okay, so you want to update this because what happens is LinkedIn, their algorithms are kind of linked to Microsoft because Microsoft owns LinkedIn. So when you update your headshot photo, it's going to reset the algorithms on LinkedIn to then circulate your profile more and more to, people that are actively looking to hire for people with, your job title, right? So that's one thing. Another thing I would definitely tell you is not really tie yourself with CPS because it's only an internship. You want to generate 3 high-level titles so your search engine optimized through LinkedIn. So when someone's looking up, your title, tech recruiting intern or, for whatever, for this purpose, HR expert or like tech expert, you
talent sourcer, yeah.
Candidate.
All that. Yeah, my cause was lagging, but I was saying to add it to what you were saying, also like a talent sourcer, tech recruiter, you can have it in addition to incoming tech recruiting intern.
So that's just for that part of it. You definitely, I like how you have, 500 plus connections. That means you're definitely networking, especially at a young age. LinkedIn just, recently came out and people really overlooked it. They didn't really, they didn't take it seriously. They kind of just created it because, their class required them to have it. And then they kind of just forgot about it. But if you have a LinkedIn and you're in this chat right now, I need you to go there and really update it and upgrade it to, your current standards that you're at, because it's now your virtual business card. No one's out here shaking hands, kissing babies, going to career fairs. People are doing background checks and they're understanding you from. So in addition to that, you do have your bio, right? And as I'm reading your bio, you don't need to say, hi, my name is Mina, because there's Mina already on the page. That's kind of a little redundant. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So in addition to that, I like how you kind of have it a little spaced out, but I think it's a little. I don't really recommend the emojis. I don't think that's the most professional thing to do, especially since, you're at a big. Yes, I would kind of steer away from the emojis. I would really think okay, who you are as a professional, how many years experience do you have? What do you. I think a lot of things that people overlook is the fact that, yes, LinkedIn has the contact info button, but that just takes another click to get into that information. And that one click can cost somebody 10 seconds. But maybe somebody doesn't have that 10 seconds to click that contact info to see your information. So what we recommend is really to have your email on here, and that's what I like that you have on this bio. I like that you have that, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or email me at, minouch2@gmail.com. And I love how you also have a professional email as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Brandon, do you have anything right now?
Yeah, my Clubhouse was lagging a little bit. So can you guys hear me pretty good or no?
You're fine, bro.
Okay, great. So I would also include, to beef your summary up, Mina, I would also include maybe some of the industries that you're experienced in. So obviously you probably are familiar with it with the tech industry, but you don't want to just pigeon yourself into tech when it comes to HR and recruiting. So if you are interested or if you're experienced in any other industries, AKA maybe just know some of the job titles and can support those groups as well, I would put like industry expertise and make it a little bit broad. And I'd also, because it seems like you already have a lot of this experience, this is not your first internship, you might want to have a section that has areas of expertise. So you probably have already done some of this, talent sourcing, recruiting, background checks. You might know a little bit about some of the HR policies and procedures. I would include a section that has your areas of expertise for sure. And then when it comes to the actual job descriptions and your experience, I would like to see bullet points. And the reason that I'd like to see bullet points instead of just a bio of what the company is that people can save your LinkedIn profile as a resume. And so if they do that, they wouldn't have anything to work with. So you may have done that on purpose, but if you are still actively looking for a job, that might be something to include to think about, because that can definitely make or break, someone saying, okay, well, I looked at her LinkedIn profile and I couldn't find anything except for a description on the company. So I'd critically think about that. And then when it comes to your skills, I think that you can definitely beef that up. There's a lot of skills that I think you could probably add on. I like that you have. Yeah, go ahead.
No, so you're cutting out a bit.
Oh, so I was saying that you can probably beef up your skill sets with more HR skill sets and expertise there. I think you can add a bit more, and then continuously get more and more recommendations. I like the ones that you have, and that's something key for everybody in the audience. Make sure that you have recommendations on your LinkedIn profile. Those definitely help when it comes to differentiating yourself from everybody who doesn't. But I think you can probably get maybe one or two more. Would also just add more flavor to your profile. But it's a pretty good profile. But these are just some key tips to just make it better.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. The point where you said about the bullet points, I was actually told to not put them on because some people on LinkedIn may steal my bullet points for their own resume. So would you recommend like having different bullet points for my resume or the ones that are on my resume?
Now think about that, right? let's take a second to think about what you just said, right? If someone is going to steal your bullet points and use it on their resume, they have to then articulate in an interview what they've done. So they would have to be a really, really, really good copycat or mime to be able to then talk about what they did. That was your experience and they never did it. Fabricating the truth can only take you so far. And if someone is going to go as far as to do that, they're already an unethical person. So it'll probably catch up to them sometime in their career. And it probably will catch up to them sometime in the actual interview process. Because as you know, there are multiple rounds of interviews before you get the job. So I wouldn't, necessarily care too much about everybody else, but more so about yourself. So what I'm trying to say is that it could definitely be something that can help you. I see where you're cognizant of people trying to steal your stuff, but if it's your experiences and it's what you did, then I think you should champion that. Because if somebody's trying to steal it, it's only gonna be a matter of time before they get caught and they are like can't really, articulate what they've done.
Thank you, all of you, for your feedback. I'll definitely keep this in mind. No, it's really insightful.
No problem.
Yeah, not a problem. No problem. And if you need some additional help, we do have a free ebook on our website, www.brandresumes.com. You'll be able to just see a free ebook on how you can optimize not only your LinkedIn, but also know the ins and outs of what the industry is looking for when it comes to your resume. No problem. So, Veronica, how are you doing? Thanks for stepping.
Hey, how are you all doing? I am here as well. I think I am pretty good with LinkedIn. I'm not sure. Of course, when you think you are amazing, it doesn't hurt to have someone else to look over it who are experts. So I sent my LinkedIn link to the email that was provided, and I also DM'd Brandon. So if I can get a quick review,
of course,
I truly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and pull that up.
Right.
For this, so thanks for calling me out on that.
Okay, not a negative call out.
Appreciate that. could you just tell us a little bit more about yourself, Veronica? I'm very interested to know more about you and just to kind of network and connect, because Clubhouse is all about, not only us helping each other, but
Yeah, so I am Veronica, and I am an instructional designer by day for local government. So I the whole process of analyzing and creating, and developing, and designing training, whether that's me facilitating or also me creating e-learning, which of course is popular right now. So that's what I do. I am a former, I guess, motherhood and lifestyle blogger, but I kind of pivoted out of that, and I'm getting into more of helping individuals with careers and their resumes, just because I am a certified resume specialist. So I was like, you know what, let me kind of put this to good use. The whole motherhood and lifestyle blogger world is just so saturated, so I wanted to like step out and kind of help people and do something that I'm good at, because I assist and help a lot of my friends and colleagues with like resumes and just like professional development. So I was like, hey, I might as well do this. So I am in the job market. This is currently right now because I'm working for local government. I am wanting to switch and kind of go into the private sector because I've always worked with government my entire career, which has been like 10 plus years. So just wanting something new. I feel like I've outgrown the position where I'm at. I always said it takes a year to learn the job. It's another year to do it right. And anything above that, you're kind of just maintaining. So I think I'm just ready for a new opportunity, a new challenge. So that's where I'm at right now. So that's just a little bit about me.
Awesome. That was a pleasure to meet you. You definitely sound very well structured. And I'm just super excited to kind of get into this. Now that I'm looking at your LinkedIn, there's some things that pop up, but overall, this is very impressive. I don't know if you got a chance to look at this as well, Brandon.
Yeah, first things first that I like is that you are smiling and the headshot is nice, high quality. That's a key thing that I would recommend everybody have a nice headshot where they are smiling. And your headline is pretty good because you want to make sure that you're popping up for the keywords that the recruiters or hiring managers are going to be looking for. So you are very intentional about like e-learning developer, like that's a keyword that they may be looking for. Instructional designer, that's again, those are specific job titles. So you're going to have a better chance of actually getting pulled up for those specific searches. So when it comes to just like the first third, I like that you also have a header image. Steve Jobs quotes are great. But then when it comes to your summary, I think that that's where there's a lot of work that can be done to kind of beef that summary aspect up. It's a little short. So I think you can probably add in maybe one or two more sentences, and then also add in your years of experience. I think couldn't hurt, even if it's 2+, 3+ years of experience. I think that is something that can definitely help out, especially if you're looking for roles within the kind of e-learning and instructional design space, because people are going to be curious. But then also have some of your areas of expertise there as well, right? Some of the key things that are pertinent to actually do that job, whether that's like learning and development strategy or project management or instructional, like maybe some of the actual skill sets that are pertinent specifically for that. I would definitely have that there. And then also if you're experienced across multiple industries, I think we said some of that feedback earlier, but I would probably have like, if you're experienced in the accounting field versus the engineering field, because again, somebody might be looking for you to do like design a course in the engineering field, and you might have a little bit of information or knowledge there. That can just help to just give a little bit more context on your background. And then also government. You said that you trying to transition into the government space. I believe I would have that there as well, so that people know that that's something that you might have some of that federal experience. So I think your summary could be a little bit better. You could also put a little bit more about how people can reach you. So have your email there so that they can contact you. Those are just some of the key things that popped out to me immediately. And then towards some of the feedback that we gave earlier, I would recommend having your bullet points on your LinkedIn profile. So you might want to go ahead and include it there. I like that you have your education, your licenses, that's good. You have some recommendations, and that's recent, which is really good. It starts off with, I was very impressed. So that's really, really good. Keep getting more recommendations. And then when it comes to your skill sets, you have a bunch, so you're covered there. You might probably be able to find a little bit more in the interpersonal skills category. But aside from that, this is pretty strong. I like that you have some organizations there. So yeah, this is relatively strong. I would really want to beef up that summary, and then maybe have some featured posts as well. I don't see that you have any featured posts, so that can be great if you posted anything that you feel like would be good for someone to see. Whether I see like whether it was your certification that you got or something like that, I think you can really leverage those that feature. And then there's all these backend settings on LinkedIn that you might want to enable as well, to let people know that you're specifically looking for a job. So those are some key things that I would want to that I would advise that you do. You already have a custom LinkedIn URL, which we touched on earlier, which is really good. So overall, it's pretty strong, but it could be better.
Love the fact that quantify it a whole lot, and then I have listed on my resume, so I would just kind of transfer, that over to the LinkedIn profile. So thank you very much for all of that advice.
Yeah, absolutely. And another key thing, earlier, late last year, I actually came out with a course called The Art of 5-Star Resume Writing, something that if anybody is looking for a side income and wants to break into this space that we're in, resume writing professionally, I think you might be a good fit, because if you wrote your own profile, I can see that you have a knack for this. And when it comes to the resume writing field, you can charge anywhere from $150 to even $1,500 to do someone's resume professionally. So if that's something that interests you, Veronica, I would definitely connect with me further, because I think that that can be something that you can be really good at as well. So yeah, if anybody's interested, please follow me. If you're interested in becoming a resume writer, we also teach people as well.
Brandon. So thank you a lot for that.
Yeah, no problem, Veronica. Brandon, when you touched on the course, how much is the course on it? Can we cut Veronica, a special deal, since we kind of just met her on Clubhouse?
Absolutely. So if for anybody interested, the course is a pretty penny, because it will give you a skill set that you will be able to make money on repeat. Obviously, right now, there's a lot of people who are looking for jobs. There's a lot of people who don't have the right advice and they're not getting anywhere. So the course takes about 2 to 3 weeks to complete. It's a comprehensive A to Z on everything that you need to know to start a professional resume writing business, to get up and running. We give all the gems on how to set up your processes, how to get clients on repeat. The course is $997, but that's putting me on the spot. I'm feeling pretty generous, so I'll do a crazy discount. I'll drop the course to $297 for anybody who wants to become a professional resume writer, potentially come work on the BrandResumes team or do it on your own. This is a recession-proof business that I definitely implore everybody to think about. If you don't have a side income right now, it's one thing to have a 9-to-5, and that's awesome, but one income stream is too close to zero. And if anybody's looking to, kind of just be more, fruitful in their life, I always recommend a side hustle, and resume writing is one of the things that changed my life. And so I'll drop the course to $297 for the next 24 hours. If anybody on this Clubhouse wants to tap in and learn how to become a professional resume writer, and be able to charge anywhere from $150 to and up for a resume, for packages go for $250 and up. Please DM me after this Clubhouse, and I'll send you a specific link, a specific code. There's also a link in my bio on the course specifically. That's something that I have been pushing. So if anybody's interested in, and again, becoming a writer, doing this professionally on the side, whether you pursue it full-time or just as a side income source, I think that'd be a great idea. So $297. The course is primarily at $997. So this will be a special Clubhouse only discount.
Here for it. I'll definitely be reaching out to you guys. Thank you.
I had to put him on spot because he tried to tell me I work for him. But no, awesome. This is great. And I love the feedback from everyone in the room. Keep this ball rolling before we kind of go. Just a reminder that we are also streaming on YouTube Live. For those of you that can't stick around for the Clubhouse, definitely tune in on YouTube Live. You'll be able to see all the profiles that we're kind of critiquing and things like that. So thanks so much, Veronica, for volunteering your LinkedIn, we definitely do appreciate it.
I think we got time for one more, Amit.
So I currently don't have well, I'm still working on my resume pretty much. So I guess you guys are looking at LinkedIn profiles. I guess that would be.
Well, yeah, even if you want to send your current version of your resume, you can feel free to do so. We can take a look at it unless you wanted us specifically to look at your LinkedIn profile. Okay, awesome. So if you want to go ahead and email it over to us at the team at BrandResumes.com, we can go ahead and pull it up.
Stuff around. Okay, let me do this really quickly. Sorry.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and give some more gems on the whole job search process. If anybody out there is currently looking, it's really important to have a targeted job search, right? And on average,
your mic is all over the place. Hold up.
Oh man, sorry everybody.
I think you're good now.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I was getting at is you want to have a targeted job search to ensure that you're very successful in this approach. And so on average, one resume is good for about 2 to 3 job titles. If you are someone who has a lot of different, skill sets and can work in a lot of different industries, that's great. But you want to make sure that if you are going, let's say, for a marketing job, your resume is geared towards the marketing industry, and you don't want to use that same job. I mean, that same resume if you're going to go for like an accounting job. So on average, you want to make sure that the job functions are very similar so that you don't have to go and create a whole bunch of different resume versions. So that's just very key. A lot of times people take one resume and they just literally apply to everything that they see online. That's not a job search strategy. That's called wasting your time. And it's really important to know that so you can know the red flags, because we want everybody on this chat to be, championing their career, getting into the jobs that they're looking for, and understanding the key tips and tricks and techniques that we use on our clients every day that make them very successful. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there as well. Targeted job search.
I've heard they have like 3+ resumes on hand just to meet the keywords or whatever job they're applying for.
Yeah. It's important to be very targeted. This is a hyper competitive time, especially because of the pandemic. The competition is crazy. There's a lot of people looking for jobs. There's companies going belly up every other day. And so it's important to, really champion this stuff. All right. So we got your LinkedIn pulled up if this is you. So let's see. This is Jasmine Hurd, correct?
That's me. Yep.
Awesome. So go ahead and.
Okay, when was the last time you took a headshot photo, a professional headshot photo?
Because last week it was just the random icon.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. It looks like you're located in New York. We have our creative director on this clubhouse. I'm sure he can cut you a nice discount and get you a professional headshot done in our professional studio in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely set that up.
Absolutely. Because I always say, no one's meeting you face to face anymore. They're really looking at your LinkedIn. And as I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile, I just see, your big, beautiful face. But I don't see, if you're in a professional attire, I don't see if it's, a nice, clean backdrop. I don't see the quality in the image itself. These are just some things that come right off the bat. Mm-hmm. So, Richard, how exactly would you kind of set her up for a professional headshot? And what is that process looking like?
Yeah, so I'll touch a bit on this. So, my brother Amber said, we're located in New Jersey. What you would do is you would come by the studio. We can actually set up a date and time for you. We'll pick your color backdrop. We'll coordinate that with your attire that you would come wear. Normally, we charge $150 for a 45-minute session, given that it is generously offering a discount on my behalf. We can do it for half off at $75. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, we would coordinate you with a date and time, coordinate your outfit, coordinate what color backdrop you would like, and then you would come by the studio. We would have you set up. Everything is obviously COVID tested. Like everything is sanitized, like down for you as well. You would come, take your photos. Of course, we will take an unlimited amount of photos for you, given it within the 45-minute session. After that, we will shoot you over a Google Drive link with the unedited photos of your choice. You would pick 3 to 5, and after that, I'll work my magic on them. Make sure you're looking your best for your profile picture for your LinkedIn. And after that, if there are any more corrections you'd like on your photos, we can go through that process until you're 100% satisfied, and then they're available for download.
Okay, very cool.
Perfectly painless. Yeah, so what you can do is you can give me a follow, and then we can coordinate from there. I'll shoot you over my account only link, so that way we can set up a date and time again and make sure that we're all squared away from there.
I'll take a screenshot of you, guys. I wish you could, make a little folder and, make notes on people's names in here. Next feature.
For sure.
Yeah, Jasmine, and if you want to see some examples, the headshot that I have right now for my Clubhouse icon, this was professionally done by Richard, as well as Brandon's photo as well.
Okay, nice.
Awesome. So let's kind of get into this. So I like how you have your banner. It's kind of giving me that kind of engineer mindset. Like there's just a lot of things going on. We got the globe, we got the time, we got the computer screen, we got the the sands of time. I like this banner. It's very different, and you get a thumbs up for the banner. All right. Now, currently, are you employed?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. So it's great that you didn't tie yourself to that company, but you want to also add in other additional titles in addition to just software engineer, right? You want to be able to be search engine optimized. So when someone's searching you up on LinkedIn, they see you for your different titles, but also when they're searching up these titles, they see that you're the ideal candidate for, multiple pools, not just one pool. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, so to add on that, I actually specialize in the IT field. I'd also put if you are software engineer, full stack developer, and then maybe technology professional, something like that, to just give more context to your skill set.
Okay, taking notes.
Definitely, you can take notes, but also this is going to be on YouTube as well. So you can always, go to our YouTube, subscribe, and you'll be able to kind of rewatch all these videos that we do. And then if you know someone else that's struggling in your field, you can just, boom, send them the link. And then you'll be able to kind of track it at your own pace.
All right, yeah. I found you guys' YouTube channel, so I see it now.
Awesome. So in addition to that, with your about section, I like how you talked about, what was your industry expertise? How many years of professional experience do you have? You said that you care for plant mirrors. That's definitely very unique. I'm actually a non-GMO greenhouse grower, so that's definitely something that's very different and unique. I like how backend, cloud, quantum, Python, Java. I'm sure you know C++, MATLAB, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. I like how you said I'd love to connect on Clubhouse, but you should also say that you want to connect via email, because maybe someone on LinkedIn isn't on Clubhouse, because remember, Clubhouse is still in its beta. Clubhouse has not been publicly released yet, or else everyone and their mom would be on here right now. So in addition to that, as I'm kind of sifting through this, keep in mind, that bullet point recommendation that Brandon mentioned earlier when it comes to, your experience and your skill sets. You should also want to be more active on LinkedIn, meaning that I only see that you have 146 connections. You definitely want to get into that sweet spot of 500 plus, because that shows that you're well connected and you have a vast network.
Okay. Yeah, that's I hardly ever use LinkedIn. I just got back on LinkedIn, so my to-do list.
Well, I connected with you, so now people in my network are now connected with you by third, second connection, first connection, things like that.
Okay.
So in addition to that, I would also kind of talk about your skills and your endorsements, right? You're only endorsed, I see about 4 times. You want to reach out to, those 146 people that are in your network and ask them like, hey, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. I endorse you for this, you endorse me for that. And you just build on your endorsements, because guess what? When someone's looking to hire you for a position and someone in that person's network has endorsed you, it looks better on your behalf now, because one, it shows that you're networked well. In addition to that, it shows that they endorsed you for that skill. So in addition to that, you really want to focus in on maybe inputting, some of the coursework that you've done, some qualifications that you have, certifications that you may carry. I see that you have, the IBMs, the Big Data Foundation Level 2s. You have all these great credentials. So that's phenomenal. So when was the last time you updated this LinkedIn?
So I just added like a photo and a about me a few days ago. So I haven't used this at all recently.
Okay. And when did you create it?
Maybe, I have no idea, maybe a couple years ago.
So you've had this kind of dormant for a few years, and you've recently kind of just came back and cleared out the
and is the purpose now that you're looking for new roles and you're essentially trying to leverage and kind of get a better paying job, or you're looking for something new?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would definitely want to revamp a lot of this stuff on here so that it's just more job seeking friendly. Like right now, and what's pretty common is people just kind of have it like just a general bio, but having a job seeking friendly summary can really help, because it just makes it easier for the recruiters and hiring managers and headhunters to be able to understand more about you, so that they're asking less questions and they're just reaching out and asking for your resume or reaching out to your email because they feel like it's a good fit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, this definitely can use a lot of work. So typically, you also said that you needed help with your resume. Now, we do offer, services where we can do your resume and your LinkedIn for you and save you a ton of time, because at the end of the day, time is the resource that we can't, get back. And we have over, 35 professional resume writers on staff. So everyone in this clubhouse, if you guys reach out to us, we're going to give you $100 off any of the packages that you see on our website. Just hit us up and say Clubhouse, or that you've heard about us on Clubhouse, and we'll definitely give you our own personalized discount codes, because Brandon is the founder and CEO. I'm the VP of Sales Strategy, and Richard is our creative director. So we're really here to help as many people as possible. Although there's not many people in this room, I know as we continue to do this as a trend, you guys will pick other people that also need help, because at the end of the day, we're in a pandemic, and after a company has decided to furlough you, after 6 months, they have a decision whether or not they want to bring you back or completely lay you off. So what we're going to see in the next upcoming months are companies that are deciding to just do mass layoffs because they can no longer, be able to afford the payments for the furloughs. Do you have anything to say, Brennan?
No, I'll just add to that yeah, sometimes, you know, doing it yourself is great. And if you're getting the results that you need, awesome, take the feedback and run with it. But if you do feel like you need additional help and you'd rather have someone work on it for you, like on a one-on-one personalized basis, feel free to hit us up. Like Amit said, we'll give you $100 off any package. We do this all day, every day. Our team's pretty big and our volume is pretty high because we're really good at what we do. So definitely take advantage of us. We're gonna be doing this, like I said, every Wednesday. We're coming in here, we're dropping these gems because people need the information. We also do a lot of corporate workshops for companies. We'll go in and do a session on career coaching and professional branding. So we don't do this on a small scale, but I think it's important to be able to give back and to, you know, just you give some of our time each week to people who may not have access, or maybe never heard, or maybe never worked with a professional resume writing company before. But best believe people who are taking it serious are having the experts help them. Sometimes it's just great to have a competitive edge, you know. So I just want to echo what Amit said. Make sure that you're following us on Instagram. You're following us on LinkedIn. You are tapping in with the content. Subscribe to the YouTube page because we're going to keep doing this. I think it's going to be a big trend. And again, just soak up all the knowledge and information. If you do want to work with us on a one-on-one basis, just let us know. We'll give you a great discount.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys for the LinkedIn review.
No problem. All right, so I think we're a little bit over. We wanted to do an hour, but it always goes over because we always have a lot of questions. If we didn't get to your review today, but you would like to get that review done, feel free to reach out to Amit or just let us know. DM one of us. We'll send you a link to a free 15-minute consultation to just go ahead and go deeper into your resume, your LinkedIn on a one-on-one basis. That's deeper than just this. It'll be more personalized. That's if we didn't get to your review, or you can wait till next week. But if you want quicker help, or you know that you want to potentially tap in with us, please go ahead and just DM us. We'll send you a free 15-minute consultation link. We'll talk more in depth and give you some more critical feedback. But with that said, I thank you all for joining. Make sure that you are following our clubs. If you click my link or my bio or Amit's bio, or I believe at the top, the Brand Resumes Career Advancement, we're going to be doing things like this, and we might come up with new things in the future. And it's really important to just stay really close to your career, close to the job search process. You never know when you're going to end up looking for a job, and you having this guidance early on can definitely help out. And you should never be stagnant and complacent, because you might have a job now, but you'd be surprised that you could get another job paying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 more in salary for, you know, the same benefits or better benefits. So we're all about career advancement, meaning moving up, not staying the same. And that's what we're here for. So we thank everybody for joining today, tapping in with us. Like I said, make sure you follow, and we will see you next week.
Yep. See you next week, the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I just want to, personally thank everyone. Thank the moderators for joining me for, yet another successful free resume and LinkedIn review. I'm going to go ahead and close out the room, but everyone have a blessed day. Take care. Goodbye.
Good night, everybody.